Australia will remain a divided nation after Western Australian Premier Mark McGowan balked at opening his state's borders because of the raging COVID caseload in the rest of the country. As the eastern states slept, Mr McGowan called an extraordinary evening press conference to announce the February 5th opening date will be pushed back indefinitely.
The decision, of course, has huge implications for families, businesses and the rest of the country, with travel plans again in chaos. It has certainly been welcomed by some, but has also drawn swift criticism from the Perth-based national president of the AMA and from tourism operators. Our reporter Kian Burke joins us now from Perth. Kian, very rare for a politician to call a press conference after the evening news. This one's happened at 7:30 Perth time. What happened?
Well, after weeks of questioning about whether February 5 would remain the reopening date in light of the spread of the Omicron variant, we finally got our answer, as you say, in an extraordinary late-night press conference. And that answer, of course, is that it won't be our reopening date anymore. The Premier throwing travel plans for thousands into chaos, while many of those people were probably asleep over on the East Coast. The good news is there will be some changes coming to WA's border rules from February 5. There'll be an expansion of the compassionate grounds for people to come in, so there'll be greater consideration for people visiting sick or dying relatives, people coming over if they have strong ties to WA, if they have family over here, and also for specialised workers, which is a new one. The Premier says that's all designed to balance those compassionate grounds, everyone who had been planning on coming to WA from February 5, against the need to keep WA safe. He stressed that really this is about getting as many West Australians as possible to have their third dose by the time we reopen. And here's a little bit more of what he had to say about his decision last night.
If we proceeded with the original plan, we would be deliberately seeding thousands upon thousands of COVID cases into WA at this point, and at this point in time, that is not what I'm going to do. We have an opportunity to do better, and that's what we will strive to do. What will remain unchanged for now is our robust testing, tracing, isolation and quarantine regime. This will stay. It has served the state well. We may well have to go without this regime when there is widespread community transmission, but we are not at that point now.
Kian, do we have any idea now when borders might reopen?
We don't. The Premier has said that's something that will be considered likely next month. We might get a bit of a better idea. He did indicate that he's looking for WA to reach a booster dose rate of somewhere around 80 to 90%. At the moment, we're expected to hit somewhere between 35 and 38% by the time we reopen borders, by the time we were meant to reopen borders, rather, on February 5. It's causing chaos for many in the business community who had been banking on that February 5 date, none more so than the tourism sector. The head of the Tourism Council here in WA saying they are just devastated by this announcement, and that unfortunately it probably means that tourism businesses here face the risk of going under, people looking at losing their homes as a result of the decision. Another person who's very unhappy with it is the president of the Australian Medical Association, Omar Khorshid. He took to Twitter last night to discuss his displeasure with the decision, in particular saying that he'd hoped that WA would be more prepared for this, and saying that the state should use the time to prepare for COVID to start spreading in WA. And no doubt we'll hear more of those reactions to the news as we move through today.
We will indeed, and we'll bring them to you, Kian. Thank you.